You know that feeling, right? It's just awful. You're the one who's always respectful, you're kind, you put in all this effort, and what you get back is nothing. Crickets. If you feel like you're constantly being misunderstood, or worse, just plain undervalued, then you've come to the right place. We're about to break down a really clear framework to help you flip that script. And I mean, for good. And that's the heart of the frustration, isn't it? You feel like you're doing everything right. You're a good friend, a great partner, a solid colleague, but somehow you're the one who always ends up feeling taken for granted. It's confusing and honestly, it hurts. But listen, here's the most important thing I want you to hear right now. This is not about you being unworthy. Not at all. It's about a dynamic in your relationships. And the best part? You have way more power to change that dynamic than you probably think. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to dig into why you feel so undervalued. Then we'll get into the inner work, which is super important. After that, we'll talk about changing the dynamic with other people, some final steps, and then your path forward. So let's just dive right in, starting at the beginning. Why does this even happen? Okay, to really fix this, we've got to look under the hood a little. It's so easy to just point fingers and focus on what other people are doing wrong, right? But the real key, the real power, is often in the subtle signals we're sending out, a lot of times without even knowing we're doing it. And believe it or not, there's actual science to back this up. A 2018 study found something that's kind of tough to hear, but it's so important. It turns out people with lower self-esteem are statistically more likely to be treated poorly. Now, let me be super clear. It's not that they deserve it, never. It's more that, on a subconscious level, they can be seen as, well, easier targets for disrespect. So let's break this down. On one side, yeah, you've got external stuff. Other people's behavior, their issues, their judgments. We can't control that, right? But on the other side, you've got the internal stuff. Your own self-esteem, how you see yourself, your boundaries. And that's where all your power lies. That's the part we can actually work on. And that brings us right to the heart of the solution. See, the real change, it doesn't start with confronting everybody else. It starts with you. It starts with the inner work. So this next part is all about building a foundation of self-respect that is so solid, so unshakable, that other people's nonsense just bounces right off. Okay, the first two actions here are absolutely critical. I'm talking non-negotiable. Step one, you have to truly realize your own worth. And step two, you have to stop being a people pleaser. Seriously, if you want to see any real change, it starts with these two things. Look, self-respect has to come first. And this isn't about being arrogant or cocky. This is about survival. Think about it. If you don't value yourself, you're basically handing everyone else a playbook on how to undervalue you too. You have to remember, your happiness, the peace you deserve, it's in your hands, not theirs. This is a huge mindset shift, but it's so powerful. You are the most important person in your life. You're the main character in your story. So please stop being a doormat. The next time you feel that sting of disrespect, that's not your cue to shrink. That's your cue to stand up. And you know what a huge part of this is? Learning the power of the word no. Being a people pleaser doesn't get you respect. It just gets you burned out. It is perfectly okay to cancel plans if you're not feeling it. It is perfectly okay to walk away from a relationship that makes you miserable. You have the right to stand up for yourself. Every single time you say no to something that drains you, you're teaching people that your time, your energy, and your well-being are valuable. You're literally setting your own price tag. Okay, so we've talked about the inner work. Now, with that solid foundation in place, let's talk about how you can start making some external changes. How you can actually shift the way other people see you and treat you. You know, the cornerstone of pretty much any good relationship, friends, family, partners, you name it, is open communication. A professor at the University of Illinois even found that clear, honest talks are the #1 way to improve a relationship's quality. And that means, yep, you have to tell people how you feel. I know, it can feel super risky, but think about it for a second. What's the bigger risk? Having one awkward conversation or letting that feeling of being undervalued just silently eat away at you for years? Now, beyond just talking, there's this really fascinating psychological trick you can use. It's called the scarcity principle. I mean, think about it. Why are diamonds so valuable? Because they're rare. It's just how we're wired as humans. We put a higher value on things that are harder to get. And guess what? The exact same principle applies to you. If you make your time and your attention just a little less available, you automatically increase how much people value you. So how do you become rare? Well, for starters, stop being the one who always sends the first text or makes the first call. Let them put in some of the work to get your time and attention. Go get busy with your own life, your passions, your hobbies, your goals. Because when you're not just sitting around available 24/7, people are forced to notice what it's like when you're not there. And that's when they start to appreciate you a whole lot more when you are. Okay, this brings us to what might be the hardest part of this whole journey. You've done the inner work. You've communicated. You've tried to set boundaries. Now you have to be ready to make some pretty tough choices. Let me give you a simple analogy. Imagine you go to a restaurant and the food is terrible, the service is awful. You're not going to keep going back every week hoping it magically improves, are you? No. You might complain once, but if nothing changes, you stop going. You take your business elsewhere. Why on earth should your relationships be any different? You have to show them, and maybe even more importantly, show yourself that you have other options. Go spend your precious time with people who love and respect you. Work with people who actually appreciate your skills. Surround yourself with friends who really listen. This isn't about playing games or trying to make anyone jealous. It's about reminding yourself and them that your life is full and you simply will not settle for being treated poorly. So let's just pause for a second. You've done the work. You've communicated clearly. You've been patient. You've shown your worth. I want you to look at the situation really, really honestly. Has anything actually changed? Has their behavior toward you improved at all? And if the honest answer is no, well, then you've reached the final step. It's the one nobody wants to take, but it's unavoidable. Because when you've given it your all and you're still met with the same disrespect, the only move left that truly honors yourself is to walk away. And please know, this isn't just about hurt feelings. Research is crystal clear on this. Staying in these one-sided, draining relationships is so damaging. It's bad for your mental health and your physical health. That constant cycle of hope and disappointment just wears you down. Sometimes the single healthiest thing you can possibly do for yourself is to just end it. So all of this, it all leads to one really crucial conclusion. This is about you taking back the pen. It's about you writing your own story and you deciding who gets to be a character in it. So here's what I really want you to take away from all this. You deserve so much more than what you've been getting. And while you can't control other people, you and only you have the power to change your situation. That power belongs to you and nobody else. So now you have the tools, you have the framework. The power is 100% in your hands. So the only question left to ask is, what's your first step going to be?